Hi, my name is Grace Adetoro. I'm an independent singer, rapper, recording artist, songwriter, producer, director. Well, basically I'm a pop star, an independent alternative pop star, and I do almost everything myself. Being an independent pop star, an independent artist, it can be very interesting. There's highs, there's lows, there's pros and cons, and in this video I just wanted to share what that's like in my experience. I'm about to release my second album called The Forbidden Vegetable, but before that comes out I wanted to make a video talking about what it was like to release my first album, Dark Evolution, which came out on the 1st of November 2018. Dark Evolution is an album that had 11 songs, 5 singles, 5 music videos. I wrote all the songs myself, composed, mixed, mastered and directed and edited all the music videos, and it was a lot of work. It was something I'd never done before, but it was an experience and it taught me a lot. I just wanted to talk through the process so you guys watching and listening can know what went into bringing the great album that was Dark Evolution, and so that I can share with you what I learned. So let's get into it. So I started with my first single, which was Admit It. And starting off I had no gear, no microphones, condensers, anything of the sort, not even the right headphones. So I watched a ton of YouTube videos to know what the right studio equipment was. I found all the stuff online and I got the equipment using my student finance. So when that came through, I started making the song. I literally made the song on GarageBand. At the time I didn't have Logic or any other DAW, so I used the simplest DAW to make my song. This was January 2018, so it took me basically the whole, well, late January it was when I got the equipment. So I started early February and it took me basically the whole of February to make the song, record the vocals, mix it and master it. I wanted it to come out on the 26th of February because that's a very important day in Black History. That's basically when Black History Week was invented. So I thought that would have been like a really good day to release my song. But it was kind of like a race against time because I was literally just like tweaking the finishing touches of the song like on the day. So I started uploading it to YouTube on the 26th, but like at like 11:45 p.m. on the 26th, and then it got up the next day, so no one really saw it till the next day. But I think on YouTube, if you look for the initial version, which is the lyric video, I think it does say the 26th of February as the release date. However, I didn't upload it to streaming services until the day after because I was so focused on creating the lyric video, which I literally made on the day of, like on the same day I uploaded it on iMovie, which is also a very primitive, like not primitive, it's like, yeah, one of the simplest softwares, the ones that come with my Mac, and I literally just got my Mac like a few months earlier. So this was all very new to me, but I did it. Made the song, made a lyric video, got it out, got it on streaming platforms the next day. I didn't know anything about distributors. I learned about that, signed with DistroKid, not sponsoring, but like everything, like I literally learned everything as I went along with this album. I was completely like a complete novice, a complete newbie. So considering that, I think the first version of Admit It came up very well. I took the pictures by myself with this camera that I'm filming on now. I just had it on timer mode, so it was counting down from like 10, and then I got into position, got a wig and a white top, and that was Admit It, at least the first version. The only real people that like knew about my music at that time were like my family, and they were pretty surprised that I actually got like a song out. They said they liked it. Obviously, as someone who had no experience prior, I didn't think the mixing was amazing. So they said it kind of took a minute to build, which I kind of agree with. But ultimately I had a song with verses and a chorus and that you could listen to, and that was the start of Dark Evolution. That was basically the start of my music career. So Admit It was my first single, and it's something that I'll always treasure because it's like, it's what set everything off. It's what showed me that I can make a song and put it out there because I'd never done it before. Before then all my songs were just in my head. So that's pretty cool. So now I had the song out, I wanted a music video. So I started planning out the music video, drawing out the scenes I wanted. I knew I wanted dancing, so I had to find some dancers. Okay, that's some tea that I forgot to spill about Admit It before we get to the music video. Initially, because obviously I had no mixing experience, no mastering experience, like I wasn't a producer. I just made songs in my head. You know, I'd never worked on a digital audio workstation. Originally, I actually wanted some help from people at like my university. So I went to like the music and sound department, and I asked one of the teachers if he had any students that were like good and that could help me mix. This is where it gets, whew. This is where the turbulence starts, because the mix wasn't that smooth, I'll be honest. I didn't include all these tea. So I asked him, do you have any students that maybe could, you know, help me out, you know? And obviously if they're students, I'm not expecting like professional quality, but maybe they know a bit more than I did. But then I asked the teacher, and he said, oh, you know, they're students, they're new, they won't know. Let me mix it. Send me the files and I'll mix it, okay? If you use GarageBand, I can like put that into Logic, fine. So I was like thankful, and this was like early-ish February, like when the song had pretty much been made and recorded, but not mixed and mastered yet. So I sent him the files, the audio, everything, the song basically on GarageBand, and he got it. I won't say this guy's name because he kind of pissed me off. Sent it to him, and then, you know, I was just like planning the music video because I knew I wanted a music video. And every like few days I'd just email him and ask, how's it going, how's it going, how's it going? Because I told him I needed it for this day because I wanted it on the 26th. And he'd be like, oh yeah, I'm working on it, just need a bit longer, I just need a bit longer, just need a bit longer. And I was like, fine, as long as you can have it. I think it was a few days before the 26th. I think it was the Friday before, because I believe the 26th was a Monday. I can check that, but I believe it was the 26th of February 2018. So it came to the Friday that I asked if the thing was due. I literally went to school. I didn't have any like lessons on that day, so I just went in, and he was in the middle of teaching a lesson, but I was just like, hi, can I speak to you for a few minutes? And I was like, do you have the song? I'm sure you've done it. And he was saying the same thing. No, I'm working on it. It just needs a bit more work, a bit more work. Okay. And that's what he had been saying up until then, and I'd just been letting it go because he had time. But it was literally like the day or the day before I'd asked for it to be done. And obviously, like, he was doing it for free, but he said that he wanted a cut of like what the song made. So I was like, okay, that's fine, because he asked if the song would make money, and I said yeah. He said, could he have a cut? So we had a deal. Like, I told him the day, and on the day, or at least the day before, although I believe it was the day, on the day he's telling me he needs more time, and I was like annoyed. I was annoyed. I didn't know what to say. I couldn't be gracious and nice and say, okay, fine, because it was literally the day. Like, it's unprofessional. And he's saying, don't you want it to be really good? Surely you can wait till March. And I did not know what to say, because I felt lost. Like, I felt like I'd been let down. So I was like, okay, fine. So I went home. I just have 2 more days before the day I want it to be released, and I don't know what to do. I don't trust this guy. I asked him to send what he'd done so far a few times, like, you know, let me just hear what progress you made, and he never did that, even though he always said he would. So I thought, this guy, he's not a man of his word. I can't trust him. He'll probably never have it ready. I have to do this myself. So over that weekend, I EQ'd everything, I mixed everything very, like, not amazingly, because I was a newbie and I didn't know, but I was watching videos, I was mixing, I was adding reverb, compression. I didn't even know how to do these things properly. I still don't know if I know how to do these things properly, but I got this song together, sort of, right? I layered the vocals, I did what I had to do, and I got it out the day after, which was decent, and I was proud of myself. Made the video, and I basically did that all by myself, because when I tried to get help, the person didn't come through. And that's not the first time this happened in the story. Spoiler! People not coming through happens a couple more times. But this is why it was such an experience for me, because I grew from it, and I like realized how to like work with people a bit more, and how to like depend on yourself and never like, I don't know, always have a backup plan. Even if that backup plan is just doing it yourself, like at least the music comes out. So that was the Admit It, and that's how it came to be. And that's why I'm so proud of it, because I literally did everything myself because I had to. And I am very, very proud of it. So then the music video. I also wanted help for the music video, because I'd never shot never shot a music video before. That was my first one. I'd watched music videos for years since I was a kid, but I didn't know how to make one as such. So, you know, I had no idea who I was going to call. I literally had a plan to just stand in the middle of the street and just ask, like, strangers coming out of, like, either my uni or the college nearby. Luckily though, when I was just walking through, like, my uni, and I saw some people in a room and they were, like, filming something. So I went in and I was like, oh hi, are you guys, like, videographers? Like, and it must have been so random. Like, bear in mind, like, I'm not even from here, so I, like, even when I open my mouth, I always sound, like, so different, and, like, and I'm just this kid, I'm 18 at the time, like, he's talking about music and music videos. I get how it's out of the norm, it's weird, you know. I don't know how I came across. Maybe I came across as, like, a crazy lady, but I had to do. So I'm asking these people, you know, are you guys videographers? Da 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 da. And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, I want to film a music video. Could you guys help? And they're like, oh yeah, why not? Yeah. And I was like, I didn't have a lot of money, but I could pay you. I said £50. I said, I could pay you £50. Would that be? And they were like, oh no, we'll do it for free. Okay, so I'm like, cool, let's, you know, take details, numbers, emails, and let's, you know, they want to set up some meetings. So I was like, wow, you know, I got this song out and this music video is about to happen. Wow, this is amazing. Like, this is a great start to my career as an independent musician. I'm very lucky and very fortunate. So I have a meeting with these people. There's 3 of them. Won't say names, not going to disclose anyone's names. So I'm a first year in university at this point. I'm in my first year, these guys are in their second year. So they've got a bit of experience filming, and obviously they want to get more experience, which is probably why they agreed. So we have a meeting in a room at, like, in one of the buildings at my campus, and I'm telling them my idea. So I want to dance in the car park. That was my original idea. Dances in a car park. What was my other idea? Tennis court, green screen. Those were my 3 original ideas. And they were like, okay, that's fine. I played the song for them and they seemed pretty impressed, if I do say so myself. Played the song, everything seems cool, but they're asking where am I going to get these dancers, and I don't know when I'm going to get, where or how I'm going to get these dancers. But I said, don't worry, I'll find them. Getting the dancers, that was my job. They were going to sort out everything else with the cameras and everything else. So I went to the college, the local college, and I basically went to the front desk and said, like, is there someone I could email? And then I emailed the person. I emailed the email they gave me of the college, which is different from the university. So I emailed that guy and I was like, okay, hi, yes, I want to film a music video. Do you have any dancers? Could you ask if there are dancers that'll be interested? There may be, I said, there may be, like, some payment, right? So I did that, and I hadn't gotten anything back yet, and I didn't know how to tell the people that I was originally working with to film the video that I didn't have dancers, but I was saying, I'll find them, not to worry. But I don't think they really believed that I'd get these dancers. So I think they started to look at me like maybe I wasn't serious, or maybe they weren't taking me seriously. So we had a meeting planned for a Friday, which I was looking forward to because I wanted to show them the storyboard that I'd started working on. But, like, the day before, they texted me and they said, oh, sorry, we have to cancel the meeting. We're going to have a small meeting, us 3, without me, and then we'll get back to you. So I was like, okay, cool. Then I guess I didn't have to leave my house. They're going to sort some things out. This is great. And the next day, though, when they were meant to have the meeting, I guess they had it. They said, oh, sorry, Grace, we can't do this anymore. We realise we're second years. We're super busy. Yeah, we're just super busy. So we can't do this right now. But yeah, they said maybe you could ask some of the first years because they'll be less busy, right? I hope you can still get this music video made. Cool. So I was like, you know, obviously I was disheartened, I was sad, but, you know, technically it's not like I paid them, I didn't owe them anything. If they generally were busy with coursework, which is not impossible, fair enough, right? So I left that and I was like, what am I going to do? I need a videographer, I need someone to hold the camera. I've since learned that I guess you can film music videos on your own, but you just have to be more creative. But at the time I was like, I was lost. But I started getting emails from like girls who wanted to, like, be dancers, so that was like a good it was like a good side, like the good point. That, you know, I had like about 6 or 7. I only needed 4 people that wanted to be dancers, and I was like texting and saying, okay, cool. It's this sort of dance, it's this sort of routine, and I was happy because I had the dancers, which maybe those guys didn't believe that I'd be able to get, but it was too late. They were busy with school, right? So I actually took their advice, and I wanted to check if there were any first year like film or media students that wanted to help me out. I went to my the front desk at my campus, and I asked if I could speak to like the teacher that teaches like the media videography type students, and they got him, and I spoke to him, told him my dilemma, that, you know, I want to film this music video, I have most of the stuff ready, but I need a videographer. I was working with some second years, but then they said they were busy with coursework, so could you possibly speak to some first years and see if any of them will be interested? And he said he'd do that and forward CC me the email. So great, I'm happy again. Got my dancers. Hopefully I'll have a videographer soon. We're on the right path. We're on our way up. So he sends me this email. Now I wanted this because I always put like deadlines up for myself. Otherwise I'll never release stuff, right? And I don't always meet those deadlines, but it's just good for me to have them there. So I put the deadline there that I wanted this to be released before my 19th birthday. My birthday falls at the end of April, so I wanted this done. This time, around this time, it's like March. Yeah, it's like March. It's like early March, so I just want to get this done, get it out before my birthday. That's the deadline that I've set for myself. So, got my, the guy that teaches media, he did send an email, and he did CC me into the email so I could see what he wrote. And he said, there's this girl for a first year, she wants a videographer for a music video, but you can't do it until after April because of some coursework that's due. Which, you know, maybe that, I don't know, it does feel like that was shady, and I'll say just because I said a first year because they won't be as busy. I was a first year and I wasn't as busy, right? And it just felt like, no, like I wanted it before this time. I can't wait till after April. And this guy said everything would be okay. He didn't tell me about this coursework, but then it pops up in the email. And it was like, no, like another stumbling block, like another thing that's annoying. Like, should I wait till after April till someone can work with me, or like what do I do? Because I in my mind I couldn't wait till after April because I had to get this music video out. The song's out, people are listening to it, be it my family and a few others, but if some people are listening to it, I want this music video. I don't want this music video to come out like 4 months later. I want it to come out not too far after, right? You know, and I want to get on to the next singles, right? So I can't wait until after April. I was a bit annoyed because he didn't tell me about this coursework when we spoke face to face, but it crops up in the email, so no one's going to be available till after April. I didn't actually receive any emails around that time anyway, so I was just like, okay, I'm not going to find a media or videography student to help me. I don't know what I'm going to do. But I came up with the dance myself, so let me come up with this dance and try and book like a dance studio that we can practice in, that I can teach the dance to my dancers in. And I'm calling places and they're saying no, we don't do like private hire, we don't do, basically I couldn't find a dance studio, right? And I'm new to this area, I don't know where the place to go is. So what I ended up doing, and I still have this somewhere, is I made like a video like showing the dance moves, like this is what you do, this is what you. Hi, it's Grace, and in this video I'm going to be showing you the dance routine to admit it, the dance song that we're going to be filming for, the song that we're going to be filming for. It's a very simple routine that repeats, it's a very simple routine that repeats, for the verse and the chorus, V formation, nothing too complex. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we'll just go through it with the music. It was a very simple dance. Like I made it up myself. I'm not a dancer or anything, but yeah, I can make up a few moves like spin here, everything. I made a video and I basically explained the dance in the video, kind of like have you seen those like dance workouts where they go through the dance and they like that sort of thing? So, and I emailed that to all the people that wanted to be dancers, and I'd gotten all their phone numbers. And so basically I had 95% of everything I needed to make this music video. I had all my props, like my confetti cannons, the outfits I wanted to wear, the wigs, the dancers, like everything I needed. We had the locations. I just didn't have someone to be behind the camera, and that obviously that's a key thing. But I was like, you know, we have 95% of it, so I can't give up on the idea. We have to go ahead with it. But I still wanted a videographer, so I did what I thought I wouldn't have to do. I stood outside the college, the local college, and I was asking people, do you want to help? Do you want to be a videographer for a video? I'll pay you. Do you want to be a videographer for a video? I'll pay you. And people were literally like, can't be bothered. No, I'm busy. They're like, you know, most people. I probably looked crazy, like a random girl or young woman in the street, just asking people. Like, but then there was this one guy who said he didn't mind doing it. He didn't have any experience. But hey, it's better than nothing. I just need someone to hold the camera, move it side, front, but just say there's a bit of movement in the video, right? Cool. And I also got myself like I think it's called a gimbal, like a cheap one, you know, because I watched videos and they said that you have to get that to steady the shot. Had my tripod, which I later left in Amsterdam, but that comes later. So cool, got someone. And this video can commence. We planned it. The day came that we had it, that we were going to shoot it. Told everyone to meet at like the interchange. Okay, so we're all there. One guy, the video guy, the new video guy, he wasn't actually a video guy. He was just a kid who had a spare Saturday, I guess. But good enough, right? He came late and I was scared he wasn't going to come, but he came. This guy. One of the dancers needed me to get a shirt because we all wore white shirts, so we just got one from Primark. Everything was cool. We made our way to the first location, which was where we shot most of the video, with the tennis court, the graffiti background, and the skate park where we danced there. That was all in like one. That was just a park that had like those different places, and the little hut thing that we were in. So cool. We filmed some dancing scenes. Homeboy that we found a few days earlier is behind the camera. He was basically just standing behind my tripod. He wasn't moving the camera, so I kind of feel like he was a bit useless, because he was there so that there could be someone moving the camera, but he just wanted to sit. So yeah, I mean, I kept asking him because I didn't have speakers at that time, so we had the camera set up on the tripod, the dancers in front of the camera, and my laptop just a bit in front of us, like on the floor, because that's what we were listening to it from. No speakers. It wasn't on my phone. It was just on my laptop. So pretty much his only job was to make sure that my MacBook wasn't in the frame. That was his only job, because he wasn't carrying it. He was just standing there behind and watching the shot. Homeboy, that was his one job. Do you think he did it? Nope, there are several frames in the music video, and I didn't notice this until way after the music video came out, where you can literally see my MacBook, and that's annoying, but you know, it is what it is. You know, first video, everyone's new at this, we're all kids pretty much. It is what it is. So we filmed the scene in the tennis court, you know, with me, the tennis racket, and us dancing. I wanted to say, like I said earlier, I wanted us to dance at the car park, but my dancers couldn't be bothered to go all the way back to the car park. So they were like, oh, can we just film, like we can film at that skate park, which wasn't originally an idea I had. We can film in front of this graffitied wall, which wasn't an idea I had. We can film in this hut. Instead of going all the way back to the car park, we can just film in different areas around this space that we're in. So I was just like, okay, you know. I guess I was a bit of a pushover, which is something I don't want to be in future video shoots. I want to like execute my vision the way I want it, but I am very glad with how the video turned out, so that was fine. We filmed the dance scenes, and it turned out that one of the dancers was actually a good videographer. So she did some scenes holding the camera so there could be some movement. She shot all this extra footage and B-roll, and I'm really thankful. I think I'll say her name, Ellie. I was really thankful about like that she helped me like that, because I wasn't expecting it. So we basically, one of my dancers ended up doubling as a videographer, which is why in some scenes I have 4 dancers and in others I have 3. And the ones that I had 3, Ellie was basically helping me like hold the camera and stuff, and she was basically shooting. So Mr. Man that I picked up, like he was kind of useless. He ended up being a bit useless. He didn't make sure my MacBook wasn't in the shot because it was in the shot. He wasn't holding the camera, like he was there, he was useless. But my mum basically made me pay me, and she made me pay him. She said, you have to pay him because he said you pay him. So I gave him money for doing nothing, which was annoying, but you know, we learn. And he also took my my screen wiper, which was actually my glasses wiper, because I wear glasses, but I've never worn them on video just because like they don't look good. You can see the reflection of my camera in the lens. It doesn't look good. So that was my glasses wipe that were doubling as like a lens wipe that I'd used to like wipe the lens. And he put that in his pocket and took it home with him. And when I texted him to meet up to bring the lens, he came late. No, he didn't. Yeah, I was there waiting, and he said, oh, give me 30 more minutes, and I just gave up and went back home. So he took my lens / glasses wiper. Didn't really do much, and I had to pay him. So, okay, that was annoying. But aside from that, that was a good day. The shoot was done in a few, like that took a few hours. That took like 3 hours, and I was paying them by the hour. But I didn't say that I was definitely paying them. The email just said there might be payment, right? But then once I got home and they got home, they were saying, Grace, where's my money? Where's my money? I booked a hair appointment. Where's my money? So they were expecting to get paid, and I was cool with paying them. I paid them very well. Very, very well. And I think they were like minors. They were like 17, so I paid them amazingly for like the fact that they were minors, like £10 an hour. £10 an hour, amazing. Yeah, half the time they were dancing, half the time they weren't doing much because I was like doing a lot of other stuff. So that great rates. I paid people greatly, bigly. So the main day of filming for the Admit It music video was done, but I still did like the car park idea, even though the dancers didn't want to go all the way to the car park. I still wanted to film the car park scene solo. So I went to the car park literally the next day. And this is there's 2 car parks. There's like an older one and a newer one. When I explored both of them, when I explored the newer one, they got me on camera and they started asking like, what are you doing? Like, yeah, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I asked if I could film there and they were like, no. So I thought, okay, the older one is the one I'll go to. So I went there, filmed the scenes on my own, so which means you can't really move the camera because you're in front of the camera, and just performing the song. And I did a few takes on some different floors, and everything was pretty much okay, although there was this couple that drove into the car park and they just parked their car and they didn't get out to go to like the shopping centre or just to go anywhere. They were just in the car watching me, and I was just like, fine, that's, you know, let them watch. I have to get what I have to get done. Let me just keep performing the song. And that obviously, because that was my first music video, that was something that I didn't know would happen often. Once I filmed more music videos, I realised that that's just the thing that happens. Like, people just start staring at you. I guess they forget what their initial intention for coming out was, and they just look and stare, and they just sit and stare, and you just have to keep going, right? So I just kept going, and this couple was just there, and I was telling myself, maybe they were just there waiting for someone. They weren't there just to stare at me, but yeah, I'm doing my thing nonetheless. So I do that. I'm there for like an hour, 2 hours, and then this lady comes in and is like, oh, you're not supposed to be here, you're not supposed to be filming. And I was like, oh, really? Really? Oh my god, I didn't know that. Right. And then they're like, yeah, basically you're meant to have like a permit. And I was like, okay, where can I get that? I'll go and I'll get that now. And they're like, she pointed to a building, and I was like, cool. But by then I'd had all the footage I needed, thank God. So I just went home because I had all the footage I needed. Thank God that she didn't come like an hour earlier. And the weird thing is, as soon as I started packing my stuff up to go, that couple that was staring at me drove off. So it did make me feel like, okay, what did they just come to the car park to stare at me and then leave as soon as I left? Like, did they not have... Anyway, I didn't know what to say about that couple, but got my footage, thank God. And I went home, so that was most of it done. But I also wanted some green screen shots. I I didn't want this music video to be boring, so I did everything I could do, like solo shots, green screen, dance, confetti, tennis, everything I could think of, just so this music video isn't boring, or almost to make up for my my amateur, like, just because I was a beginner, to make up for the fact that I was a beginner and I didn't really know what I was doing. I wanted there to be a lot in this music video, so I have some green screen scenes. I bought a green screen, which is basically just like this cloth that I have, that I still have. It's not really a cloth. I don't know. It's a fabric. It's a green fabric. This right here, and I ironed it. I tried to iron it, and I made this hole. But yes, this has been my green screen from day one. So never ever ever use this music video. Use this green screen for that. What else? Figure it out. The gold cover I did, like, I've used this. This has been with me. But I didn't have a stand, so I basically took my wardrobe to my living room. I pulled it out of my room into my living room, and then I hung this on top of my wardrobe. So yes, that's what I was using. That's what I used to do the green screen scenes. I filmed those with my 50 centimeter long purpley pink, depends what you see, wig, and we did that, and that was that, and that was basically going to be the video, right? But then I was editing it and I felt a bit weird about the whole wig thing like that. I've been on YouTube for like a year, and most of my videos had my natural hair, but now I want to be a musician. Now I want to cover up my hair like that. Like, felt weird. I thought, what sort of example would I be setting? So I thought, okay, I want to have one scene where I just have my natural hair out. So that's when the scenes with the wall behind me, because that was very last minute, just wanting to show that, like, embrace the natural hair, whatever. So I did that, and that literally took 10 minutes. I just went through the song twice, bang, bang, done, because that wasn't even planned. And then we had all the scenes we had for the music video. I edited it on iMovie, which was a task, because iMovie is not made for music videos. I don't know anyone else who's ever edited a music video on iMovie, but I have, and I'm proud that I was able to do that, because you can't layer like different videos on top of each other. The most you can layer is 2, so that makes it hard. So anytime you want to introduce a new scene, you have to take that and bring that down, and then leave it. It's hard to explain, but it's a difficult editing on iMovie. The color grading there's not a lot of options. It's literally like, you can make it saturated or not, or black and white. You can make it bluey or yellowy. There's no other color. There's no green. There's nothing else. A blue, you can make it slightly blue or slightly yellow. That's the extent, and then you can play around with the exposure a little bit. But it's the color grading primitive, not very advanced. Just editing on iMovie is not very advanced. There's not a lot of special effects, because I like my special effects. There's not a lot of that there. But I strung together a music video, put some things on top of it, but you can only put one layer on top. You can't put 2. So yeah, I had made it look cool, gave it the vintage, which was very popular. Still is, a thing. And I had my music video, and I released it before my 19th birthday, which is what I wanted. Yay! So it's so crazy how, admit it, that was probably the hardest to film, because it was the first of everything. I didn't know, and I kept reaching out to people who were sort of letting me down. But we got that music video out, which is great. And we got the music video out on the 24th, I believe. The 24th of April, and I remastered the song just because I'd gotten a bit better at mixing, re-released it with the artwork. With new artwork, everything done. Admit it, that's admit it. Done. It was, there were hurdles, but we got there. So that was admit it. So now that I've released one single successfully, or 2 singles if you think about it, but one song with one music video, I wanted to do it again. I wanted to show them that I could do it again. So I started working on Never Get Me, which was a song that I came up with the year before. So then I composed it, I made the song, recorded the vocals. It's such a beautiful song, right? And it's a song about how I ran away from home when I was 15. and that's why in the video I was walking around with the bindle stick, looking kind of like a hobo. It's to represent the running away. It was just me this time, so I didn't have to think about dancers. But I got my girl Ellie that helped me the last time to help with the videoing, and this was a much better shoot. It was pretty simple. I filmed some of the scenes at a water feature in Sheffield because let's rewind a little bit. Let's rewind. So I initially broke my laptop screen. I broke my laptop screen when I was editing Admit It, which made editing Admit It even harder, because it's already hard enough editing on iMovie. Then my screen had like lines going across the side and the bottom, so I had to look into a corner to make the song and to edit the music video. I was gonna have it fixed, right? So I went to the Apple store to get it fixed, and they were saying it's gonna cost I think it was £400-500, which for me meant that's coming up music video budgets, right? But when I got there, the guy there was really nice, and he said, we'll do it for free, we'll just make it seem like it was an accident. It was an accident, but I did it, I stepped on my screen in the middle of the night. So they said they'll write it down as something else, so I won't have to pay. Great, now I have a free £500. I'll try with my Never Get Me outfit. I really tried to make this out, the one with the camouflage, cargo style pants. I think they were. And the hair with the pink and the cap. I tried to put an outfit together. I'm not a fashionista, but yeah, I actually made an effort. And that's when I was still wearing makeup in my music videos as well. So makeup, got an outfit together, and we filmed at the water feature, which I thought was really pretty. I really like water. I like the way it looks on camera. I like having it in videos. I like water. Cool. I actually accidentally found out about the water feature in Sheffield because basically when I go home, when I go down to my mum's house, where I grew up, I meant to take a train and then change at Meadowhall, but one time I took the train too far and I took it all the way to Sheffield. Got out at Sheffield, I was very confused, but I saw this pretty water feature. So even though I almost missed my bus to get home, I found this cool water feature and I noted that and I filmed there. It literally took an hour, almost an hour to get there, but we filmed in front of, we filmed scenes of me walking with a hobo stick in Sheffield. We also filmed some scenes just around the town of Barnsley where I live, and then I changed into the other outfit and we filmed in front of the water feature. I had my speakers, my trusty speaker by that time, so we just had that there whilst I was singing along. And the annoying thing is that it actually started raining, but there we go. And people were walking past, obviously, to get into the station because the water feature's right outside the station, and it's one of those big stations with multiple platforms, and there's tons of people just walking past, staring. Whew. But you just kept going, right? So yeah, we filmed those scenes fine, filmed the hobo scenes fine. I wanted to film some scenes with a black background and a purple background. I don't know why those two colours, but I just liked them and I thought they suited the song. I bought paper, but the paper was too small, so I literally had to sellotape them together. You can literally see the taped line, which I don't like, but it is what it is. Got my Velma wig, recycled the black wig from the Admit It music, reused the black wig from the Admit It video, and just those were scenes. I considered those scenes as well. Edited it with iMovie once again. I didn't get Final Cut Pro until literally last year, so everything from 2018 was done on GarageBand and iMovie, which is wow, I think that's so impressive. To make stuff that doesn't look bad on those programs, that's bloody impressive. So got that song out, simple, easy, simple, got that out with the artwork, the song, uploaded it, cool. But the funniest thing happened while I was filming the Never Get Me music videos. I got an email from some people from my university saying, oh, they want to help me with the Admit It music video. Now, from the email that teacher had sent months ago, bear in mind the Admit It music video is gone, it's gone and it's done. it's done. I'm on my second music video, and I was thinking maybe I could get them to help with that, but I thought no, I've already called Ellie, we've already sorted that. I thought maybe they could help with my next one, which was Never Ever Ever, but I planned to film that down in London at my mum's house, so that wouldn't make sense. So I thought, okay, they could help me film my next one, which was Waiting. So I said, okay, I've already done Admit It, that's out there, you can check it out, but you can help me with this other music video I want to film called Waiting. So I was happy that I'd got someone to help me film Waiting, and then we were able to get Never Get Me Out of the Way as well, and I had plans for future music videos. Everything was going quite well. So Never Ever Ever was the next single, and yeah, when I went home to visit my family and my mum and my brothers, we filmed that with my little brother David, who has actually helped me a lot with my YouTube and my music videos. My early music videos, he'd stand behind what was my phone, because I didn't have a camera then. He'd stand behind the phone and make sure I was in the centre of the screen. So yeah, that's what he did for the green screens, and he also appeared, he made a cameo in the video. We were holding those sparklers, you know, because I like to have props. I like props, I like my effects, just things to make the music video like not boring. I don't want my music videos to be boring. Like, I need to contribute to the legacy of like good music videos, even though I may not have like the most resources in the world. We can't have boring music videos, come on. My brother, he's also in the song, like if you listen, like, well, I think on one ear, it depends if you're on earphones, it's only in one ear, but he says never ever, like he's like, yeah, so technically he's a feature. And I also pay him not anything crazy, I just give him like £10 here, £15 here, like that sort of. When I work with people like my brother, technically he's a minor, so I'll never like work with them for like someone like him for like hours, and they get paid. Like, what I'm saying is that I'm ethical. We filmed the green screen scenes, but the funny thing is, during that time, I think he was in trouble with my mum, and he was technically like meant to be like grounded. So we were just trying to be quiet because my mum was upstairs, and she kept calling us. She was like, "Oh, David, Grace, da da da," and we like take the green screen down and like pack it away and then put it back up. It was actually a mess, and we had like 5 different looks with the green screens, and that is basically when I stopped wearing makeup for music videos, because I realised like it's too much to like do all of that and do the music video, but I can just about do the wig thing. So yeah, we filmed those scenes, and then in the same day, I think that was the first music video that I shot in a day. And the same day we went to the Common, my local Common, like Mitcham Common, and we filmed the out and about scenes then. I bought nunchucks like a month earlier, and I was practicing so I could do a few tricks. I'm not saying that I'm an expert or anything, but you know, I could do a few things. So we filmed those, I was climbing trees, I was running about, we were doing all sorts, just to make the music video interesting, you know. And then I started editing that together. The song came out before the video, because I had the song ready. Actually, I don't know. Actually, no, I think I was working on both of them. I was working on both of them when I went back up to Barnsley to start working on Waiting. Never Get Me is filmed and pretty much done, but we haven't released it yet. So I filmed Never Ever and Waiting before I released any of them. So for Waiting, I already had my concept in mind, and that was to have a scene in a park, have a scene in like the town hall, have a scene in a church. I originally wanted to be inside a church, right, because the inside of churches are pretty. And the last one was to have a scene where I'm like a secret agent in an alleyway. Those were my ideas, those 4 ideas for the song. I think I've realised that you don't have to do too much to make a good music video, right? So I don't need stock footage, I've got into a place where I've filmed a few music videos now. I kind of can go with like a concept or a few concepts. I think this is the point where I started to get good at like coming up with ideas, right, and not feeling the need to do too much, which doesn't always help, right? And these guys that are helping me, they have like 4K cameras, which is like you know, at the time I was like super impressed by that. I was happy about that, like 4K, da 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 da. And we had the idea of having black bars. I don't know, that's also something we discussed, and that was in the music video. So we decided to film at the park, what's the name of the park? I forgot the name of the park, but it's this park in Barnsley that they knew. There were alleyways next to one of the guys that was like house, that he said we could go down, so we filmed there. The church, they spoke to the church and they said that the church wouldn't let us inside, so we had to film outside the church, which was better than nothing. You know, the outside of the church also isn't that, you know, it's not ugly. So I was like, okay, fair enough. And then the town hall, which is my favourite thing, and I think that's what made that video what it was. The town hall, they were fine with letting us film inside it and outside it. I was so happy. I'd never actually been inside it, and it looked amazing. They said it was gonna cost, I can't remember, 200. I think it was £200 to film there for a few hours, and that was crazy. Like, that was like, yeah, for me, I found that crazy. But I was like, you know what, just to be in, like, get the shots in there, I think that would look really good too. It's fine. Although they, like, the videographers, the guys, they did say, like, once they see that we're like kids, although I'm 19 at the time and they're like 19, 20, once they see we're kids, or like we're like independent, like young filmmakers, they'll probably let us do it free. I did just put in the back of my mind to just like expect to pay £200, just in case they don't. So we got to filming. The first day we filmed at the park, the scenes in the bandstands and in the little forest area. We filmed the church scenes in those days. On that day, well, yeah, we filmed the agent scenes next, and then the church scene. So that was a long day, but we got all of that done in one day. Different outfits, different wigs. We changed, basically changed at one of the guys' houses. Yeah, one of the guys' house. The second day, we only did the politician scenes at the town hall, and that only took a few hours to do. So we filmed the scenes walking down the stairs, outside. There were lots of people looking when we were outside. And when we were inside, there was this one guy, I think he was a guard or something, and he was just, I guess, supervising, but he kept coming into the shots, which was annoying when I was editing, because there was scenes that I wanted to use more of, but I couldn't because they were just standing there on the back. But there we go. Like I said, you know, you get used to people just staring, and you also get used to people walking behind when they could walk in front. You know, they walk behind you and end up in the shot, kind of ruining the shot, when they could walk behind the camera. But, you know, you get used to it. But other than that, it was a smooth day. I found it was probably exhausting because that was the first time working with a crew of videographers. There were 3 of them. And I feel like I was doing a lot of like directing, even though I feel like I was co-directing. There was 2 videographers and 1 director, right? But I did a lot of directing because the ideas were mine. I was kind of saying how I want things, which is fine. Like, that's part of being a DIY musician, is that you are the director. You don't just get to turn up on set and just be the talent. You have to direct as well. But it was exhausting. And it made me realise the more people you have, even though I like the idea of working with more people, you can do more, the more exhausting it is. Like, if it's just me and my little brother, it's like, it's really quick. But working when it's with a few other people, like this video, and like Admit It, because there were lots of dancers, it's more exhausting. Like, adding more people doesn't lessen the workload. Adding more people, it makes the workload more. So it was more tiring than I thought it would be, but we got it done in those 2 days. And then the director said he was going to edit it and send me some versions and see which I liked. And we were going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And every time he sent me one, I can't lie, I wasn't that impressed with it. Like, I just wanted there to be more cuts, more stuff. You know, because I guess I like the style as well as the substance, or maybe even the style over the substance. I like there to be a lot going on, I guess. And he's were very like, you know, would linger on this shot for like 5 seconds, then I'd go to the next one. I wanted more cuts, more. And then I got tired of saying more this, more that, more that. And I was just like, let's just meet up. You give me the footage and I'll edit it myself. That's fine. So that's what we do. We meet up at the library. He has all the footage. I put it onto my laptop. It literally took all the space on my laptop because these were some big files because they were 4G. But then I go home and I'm editing. So we've got 2 music videos filmed that I need to edit. We have Never Ever Ever, and Waiting, which we filmed. None of them have come out yet. But obviously Never Ever Ever is coming first. So I'm editing that. And we're going to Amsterdam now. Yes, I couldn't find a smoother segue, sorry. So originally for Dark Evolution, I only planned to film 4 music videos, which is the Admit It, the Never Get Me, Never Ever Ever, and Waiting. And at this time they've all been filmed, even if they haven't all come out. But we were going to Amsterdam for my cousin's wedding, and my mum suggested, like, hey, maybe you could film something here. And at first I was like, nah, these 4 is okay, let me not do too much in my first year. But I was looking at pictures of Amsterdam on Google and I realised like this is such a like beautiful city, so I may as well film something here. So I looked at my album track list. By then I already knew what songs I wanted on it, and I thought, you know, right now would suit like Amsterdam, and like the message is basically about walking away, so it makes sense to be in another country walking away, like, so I was like, okay, you know, we'll do that. And the video, it doesn't have to be too much, it could just be me walking around Amsterdam, like, that's fine. So we go to Amsterdam for my cousin's wedding. We get there first night, we were just there for like 3 days. First night, we were just chilling, not much was going on. Second day was the wedding. So we were out and about buying stuff in the morning, and then in the afternoon and evening it was the wedding. And the next day we had one day, that was the last day before we went. So that was the day we were going to film it. It was going to be then or never. So I liked the hotel, so we filmed some scenes there in the hallway of the hotel, in the bath, because I wanted to. We filmed outside the hotel. There was this like wall of like basically this massive bush, and then we filmed in front of that. We filmed some scenes, and this is all me and David. We filmed some scenes of me just sitting down. Like, we filmed in front of just, you know, like this is how it is sometimes. You just film in front of backgrounds. But I still wanted to go to like the inner city bit, like Amsterdam Central, I think they call it. And it was getting kind of late. It's like late afternoon, 4ish. But I still wanted to go because if like otherwise this is a music video you could have filmed anywhere. I'm using Google Maps to try and find out how to get there, and they're saying you go to this station, you take this train, da da da. So it's cool. I'm finding my way around. My mum said I can't take David with me in case I get lost. So if I get lost, that's fine. You know, I can just be missing, but David can't go missing, I guess. Yeah, okay. But she let me go, so I went. So yeah, took the trains, got there. Now I'm at the right station and I'm walking to try and find this bridge. And I'm asking people, do you know where the Torrens Louis bridge is? Do you know where the Torrens Louis? And everyone's saying, never heard of it, never heard of it. And this is like one of the main attractions. So I'm like, how have these people not heard of it? So then I showed this guy, like, this is how it's spelled. And he was like, oh, you mean the Torrens Louis bridge? Like, he said it completely differently, so I was pronouncing it wrong. That's why no one was like understanding what I was saying. But yeah, he points me to it, we go there, film. Easy, simple, because it's just me. The less people you have, the easier the shoot is. So it's just me and my tripod, and we're filming. Woo, yay! I'm doing that right now, singing the song. It starts raining, but I think that adds to it. You can literally see in the artwork a raindrop. It's like, because I took the picture while it was raining, but that was fine because it wasn't too heavy, the rain. And they don't have like any weird laws where you're not allowed to use a tripod, because I think they have those laws in London, but they're like, everyone was fine with it. Like, it was like such a beautiful experience. I was very happy. Yeah, so that was probably one of my favourite shoots. Made it back home in time. I left my tripod though at the station, which was annoying. This is a different tripod and I loved that tripod so much, but I left it there so that my tripod's in Amsterdam somewhere. So yeah, got home and they were literally like, Grace, like, where were you? My phone died. But I got home literally like 20 minutes before we were meant to leave. So then we left. And then that was that. That was that music video wrapped up in about a day. And whilst I was filming that, I was editing Never Ever Ever. And I got that out like right after we came back, and then I got Waiting Out. I did that quickly, got that out, as well as a remaster of the song. In between Never Ever Ever and Waiting, my album came out, so I worked on those songs, recorded them. By that time I came back up to Barnsley, got those 2 singles out, got my album out, everything was cool. I wanted my album to come out in October, because October is Black History Month in the UK, but it came out in November because I uploaded it on the 31st of October, which is Halloween, I know, but it didn't actually register till November. So, you know, missed the deadline, but it is what it is. So we've got 4 of the singles out at this point. Got the album out. All we need to do is get Right Now, and I wanted it out in 2018 because I didn't want the singles to bleed into 2019. I wanted this era to be a 2018 era. I didn't want it to bleed into 2019 at all. So I came back down to London for the holidays to spend with my family. And it's Christmas, and you know, I guess we should be resting, but I'm just editing this music video, getting it out. All the footage that we filmed in the summer in Amsterdam, I'm editing it now. Got the song ready, getting everything ready. And on the last day, on the last day of the year of 2018, the 31st of December, I got everything. So I uploaded my songs to the distributor so it can go into streaming platforms on the 31st. I uploaded the video to YouTube on the 31st, but literally like at 11 p.m. so an hour before 2019. It was mad. So in my house we do like prayers, so the video is literally uploading while we're doing our prayers and woo, yay, it was a great year, God please let the next year be good, da, 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 da. We're doing our prayers and my laptop's in my room uploading while I do that, and then we celebrate the new year, woo, and I come back after we've done all that, the prayer that my mum makes us do, and I'm like, yes, the video uploaded, like it uploaded in time. Yes, it didn't bleed into 2019. We got it up, it's out, everyone can watch it. The date says the 31st of December 2018. So the Dark Evolution era was confined to 2018, which is what I wanted. And that was Dark Evolution. 5 singles, 5 music videos, an 11-track album that I made by myself with the help of people, like with the videos and stuff. Some complications, not everyone came through, not everyone was able to, but so many people helped me and we got the album out. And that was Dark Evolution. That was my first ever like album cycle, and it was bloody great. So I think Dark Evolution was definitely a success. It definitely is the work of a novice, and I think that's the beauty in it. I like listening to it and I like hearing the imperfections. I like watching the music videos and I like seeing things that, you know, are very like rookie, and that maybe I wouldn't do now, because it shows my growth and it shows like the spirit that I had of like someone who doesn't really know what they're doing but still giving it a shot. So all in all, I'm very pleased with the Dark Evolution era, and I just want to conclude with some points of what I learnt from this era. So this era, I learnt that it's possible to make an album, a DIY, and it's possible to get your songs out there. You don't need a label, you don't need all the fancy producers, you can do it yourself. I learned that people, I guess they're not always reliable, they don't always understand what you're doing, but that's something that you can use as motivation. Music videos are the funnest thing ever. I've never had more fun than when I filmed a music video. They're the funnest thing you can do. Everyone should like be a part of a music video if you can in your life. Like just put that on your bucket list. Because there's nothing more fun than, like, it's literally the most fun. But they also take a lot of work to prepare for, to shoot and to edit. They take a long time. So I learnt that. I learnt to believe in myself and trust my instinct. I'm currently working on my second album. We're in the middle of this run and this cycle of the Forbidden Vegetable. So, you know, maybe I'll make a video for this detailing what it was like getting this second album out. So be sure to check out the Forbidden Vegetable when it comes out, and be sure to stream and watch the music videos and the songs from Dark Evolution. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys later. Bye!